Hi, good evening. I'm back again this evening. I'm bringing you more footballing context. This is your host, this is your guy, DLG Reppin. Well, first, where should I start? Well, Mikel Arteta has spoken about how he was fired up by the 2013 loss to Tottenham in a 2-1 match that we lost at White Hart Lane. But it still spurred them on to go and finish above the rat bags, the scumbags, should I say. But let me start off with what's been said by Mark Halsey, and he's called upon the referee's chief, Mike Riley, to quit after the latest set of blunders, and there has been a lot of latest set of blunders. One of them involving Michael Oliver. There was another blunder as well. I'm going to read some of this, some of what Mark Halsey has said. In fact, I'm going to read from where it says, ref's chief must go. Riley is slammed after pen gaffers. Yeah. Exclusive by Phil Cadden. Mark Halsey has called for referee's chief Mike Riley to quit after the latest set of blunders. Under fire, VAR chiefs admitted they cocked up with 3 penalty errors at Villa, Bournemouth and Everton on Thursday alone. And former top ref Halsey said everyone has a shelf life, and time has come for Mike Riley to step down, and we have seen a steady decline in the standard of officiating, and things are getting worse. Now, I don't have a problem with the video assistant referee, VAR that is. I have a problem with referees not using their common sense. They see something that looks so blatantly obvious, like a foul or penalty decision or a handball or etc. What is the point of having a pitch side monitor screen on the halfway line if they're not going to use it? It beggars belief and beyond. That is my problem with it, you know? And what are these referees doing in Stockley Park? What are they looking at? Because some of the decisions has been atrocious. And this week, on Thursday, 3 penalties. You know, 3 different penalties. One that should never have been given when Bruno Fernandes stamped on the defender's leg. I can't remember who it was, because I know it was an Aston Villa centre-half who played alongside Tyrone Mings. Tyrone Mings' centre-half partner had his shin stamped on, but yet Bruno Fernandes went down like to say he was the one who was fouled. Complete cheats. And Moratic as well. Bruno Fernandes. You've been a class player within the Premier League, but you did cheats. Disgusting, scummy cheats. That's the behaviour and act of a scum. How can you stamp on someone's shin and go on to say that he stamped on your shin? That's scum. And the referee should have gone to the VAR monitor and had a look. But never mind. I'll just give Man United the penalty. Oh, because it's Man United. Get out of here. Some of these referees, they need they need beyond help. I don't know. Michael Oliver, Mr. Controversial. Now, I didn't watch much of the Tottenham. No, I watched the first half of Bournemouth Tottenham, and it must have happened in the second half where Harry Kane was blatantly pushed, and Mr. Oliver was responsible for not awarding a penalty when it should have been a spot kick. And there was a penalty incident at Goodison Park where, for me, I thought it was a penalty, and the referee, I think he was right to give it, or wrong, or it must have been controversial. But you know, we know James Ward-Prowse missed it, but that's besides the point. But maybe it may have not have been a penalty. I need to watch it back and review it a lot more. But that's Mark Halsey's take on Mike Riley who is the chief of referees chief, and he should be sacked. This is the same Mike Riley that I remember that gave a penalty against us in a match against Manchester United in October 2004. And that day, I don't even want to remember that day for number of reasons and non-football reasons. But I'm not going to talk about it on here because it can get a little personal. I don't want it to get personal and someone who's possibly watching it, so I'll rather not talk about that day. But all I'm going to say is I still feel sorry for Sol Campbell, who never fouled Rooney. And I'm going to leave it as that. So, reading on, Tottenham boss Jose Mourinho has demanded that refs give post-match media interviews to justify their decisions. Now, I used to remember in the early stages of the Premier League, or when the Premier League first started, referees were giving interviews and asked about why they gave that decision, why they didn't give that decision. And they used to explain why they gave the decision and why they didn't give the decision. I remember they used to explain it specifically. But nowadays, they don't get to explain jack. And for me, they should be made to explain their errors or why they did the right thing in giving that decision, that set piece, whether a penalty or a free kick or a drop ball, whatever it is. So for me, Jose Mourinho's got a point, and I agree with it. I do agree with his point. I mean, if you've got something to say on this refereeing debacle, or debate, just if you just get to me by dropping your comments below. Do smash the thumbs up like button, and remember, as well as like and comment, do smash the subscribe button for me, yeah? Hard and passionately, left, right and centre. Ladies to the gentlemen, to the boys to the girls. And you know, you're all football fans. You're all welcome to watch my channel, and all over the world, you're all welcome to watch my channel, yeah? And I'm talking about the referees in the English Premier League. For those of you around the world that are new to the English Premier League, then I'll say welcome. It will drive you mad, the decisions that go against your team or for your team, or especially against your team mainly. So moving on, and Mikel Arteta's spoken on the eve of the North London Derby. You know, the North London Derby that I call our North London Derby. Our North London area. We run North London. Yeah? Tottenham fans bring up the Woolwich malarkey. But let me tell you something, Tottenham fans. You were in Middlesex, yeah? And if I'm not mistaken, you moved to North London after us, yeah? If you want to bring out the history, yeah, put it in the comment section below, and let's have a sensible conversation about this. Because I love having a conversation with you Tottenham fans. Bring it on. Talk about history, but why don't you talk about the football, yeah? Talk about the last 10 years, and I'll still put all Tottenham fans to bed, because I'm ready to rumble. So leave it in the comment section below. I want to hear it, because I'll counter anything that you say. Right, Mikel Arteta spoke about the pain of losing 2-1 to Tottenham in 2013. But took 26 points out of the last 10 or up to a dozen games. And we still end up finishing above them. And obviously, he knows what it's like to win North London Derby, especially the 5-2s. He was a privilege to be part of that. I mean, how can you not be a privilege to be part of that? Whether you're a fan, you're a board or director, or a player. That was a beautiful day for Arsenal to beat them 5-2, not once, but twice. And they can cling on to that, not 5-1. Wow. They can cling on to the fact that they've been finishing above us in the league in the last 3 seasons. Wow. In the last 3 seasons, I remember winning an FA Cup trophy. Yeah, they call it, they can cuss it and call it what they want to call it, but it's the oldest, it's the most oldest and the most successful cup competition and the biggest cup competition in world of football. Yeah? And Tottenham, something what Roy King said, but I've forgotten what he said there. They've always got a habit of disappointing you, and yet they do it again. Typical Spurs, Spurs it up. They've never been in league contention. And when they thought they were, that season that Leicester won the league, we still finished above you. Yet again. And this season, 3 managers later, we're above you in the table. And you know what? We're quietly confident that we're going to get 3 points over you. I like to get 3 points over you, and not just 3 points. I love to humiliate you once again to show you guys that you will always be our bitches, or the bitches of North London. And make sure you understand that North London's forever red, or you are forever in our shadow. Bear that in mind. You've got the better players, but we still make a mockery of you. But how long are you going to have the better players? Keep having the better players. When you do sell Harry Kane, for whatever you can get for him, you get big money for him, you got the bet. Yeah, with some of or most of your players, you've got price assets more than us. Bravo. You won't replace Harry Kane. You might not. You'll struggle to replace Son. They all want to win trophies, and Harry Kane's 27. He's won sweet FA in his career, and he's going to give you to the end of next season. And the looks of it, I hope Mourinho stays. A match made in heaven. A manager who self-destructs and curses his players in public, and Tottenham Hotspur who flatters to always deceives. They say we flatter to deceive. As shocking as we've been in the last 10 plus years, we've won more than you. Again, we've won more than you. And the likes of Expressions, and big up yourself Expressions, giving us all that stick and that lip, etc., etc., all that. Remember this year, I asked you the question, Expressions, if you're listening. Name me the last Tottenham captain to lift the league trophy. To lift the league trophy above his head. Because I obviously know you and a number of Tottenham fans I know personally that have never seen their beloved Tottenham come close to lifting a league trophy above their head in colour. Never mind black and white. I'll end it there. Yes, you got the better players. You got a nice stadium, even though it's like my toilet. Well, we'll go to the new White Hart Lane, and why can't we get the 3 points of you? In fact, why can't we humiliate you with a capital H? Bear that in mind. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, to the boys and girls, I'm out. I wish you a beautiful evening and rest well. And bring on the North London derby. Bring on the scum Spur. Whatever Spur. Yeah, bring them on. I'm fired up. And Arsenal players, you best be fired up as much as me. More than me, in fact. Laters. Good night.